All right, so this is our reading lesson writing lesson 4.6. We are mainly focusing today on writing our imaginative story. Yesterday, what we did was we were making up imaginary friends, imaginary places, right? Today, you're going to be organizing your story. You're going to write, I'm sorry, let me pull up the paper you're doing. So yesterday we did this part, which is getting started and brainstorming our ideas. Today we're organizing our story. You're going to write what your story is about. My imaginary story takes place. And then you're going to write a beginning, middle, and end to your story. Ms. Yusuf, does this have to have a lot of details in it? Because I can't really add details because these boxes are small. There's no lines. No. This is not the draft. This is not where you're adding detail. This is a very short lesson. It's basically just telling me what the story is about, where your story is going to happen, what's going to happen in the middle, what's the problem, what's the solution. You're not adding any details yet. You'll do that during the drafting part. Before we start that, I know that a narrative has a beginning, middle, and end. For my beginning, I will describe my imaginary friend. So here's an example. My imaginary friend is a huge animal with wings who is kind and lives on a mountaintop. I write that information in the first column. For my middle column, I will write down a possible problem. Here's a possible problem. A group of people get lost on a mountain trail. My friend wants to help, but he can't be seen or he will scare people. I write the key ideas in the middle. You're not writing all the details. I'm just writing the key ideas. And for the end, I write that the people are safe. My friend goes back to the mountaintop. I write this key idea in the third column. So again, I'm just writing key ideas. I'm not writing the whole story. And that's basically it for today. That's all we're going to do for today. Now remember, a good story has parts, and then the imaginative story, you're going to write an imaginative story about an imaginary friend in an imaginary place. Remember, your problem has to have characters. It has to have a beginning, middle, and end. It has to have a problem. It has to have a solution. Okay? All right, and then there's an example. We're going to read this example and start on that later because I don't want to mess up your ideas too much. Does anybody want to share their beginning, middle, and end? Does anybody already know what theirs is? Raise your hand. Raise your hand and wait to be called on. All right. Leia, what is your imaginary story about? About her and her imaginary friends that want to travel places and see different things. Okay, and where does your story take place? Okay, a Candyland. Choose one. She said a Candyland, a Princess Castle, and something else. Choose one place where your story wants to take place. And then go ahead and do a beginning, middle, and end. Very good. That's a good example. Hey, Nee, what's your story going to be about? Okay, hold on, pause. His story is about a vampire and a wolf. Where does the story take place? In the city. And what happens in the beginning of your story? They're sleeping, okay, in the city. And then what's the problem in the story? What's the middle? They can't be seen, or people are going to grab them and okay, very good. Or people are going to be scared. And how are you going to solve the problem? What's the end? Are you not there yet? That's okay. Good. I don't want you to ruin the ending either. So by telling us, I want you to come up with a good ending and surprise us all with it. That's a good one. All right, we'll do one more. Destin? It's about what? It's about a superhero. Okay, what kind of superhero? Okay, about Spider-Man superhero. And where does the story take place? In a big city with tall buildings. Now, you cannot copy the Spider-Man story. That's called plagiarism. You have to come up with your own story, okay? You can use the Spider-Man character if you want. Maybe instead of a spider, we can use, like, the Cockroach Man or something. I don't know. Instead of a spider. I mean, I don't know what other insect in it. Mosquito Man. I don't know. There is already a Batman. How about a Ant-Man? I don't know. Come up with another kind of man and change up the story a little bit. Because, guys, you can't... 1, 2, 3, all eyes on me. You cannot copy another fairy tale story or another imaginative story or any kind of imaginative story. Like a fake story. You cannot copy that story. That story is already taken. You have to come up with your own ideas. You can use some of the ideas. Yes, you can. But you can't have it word for word exactly the same. All right. Bernaya. Okay, Bernice is about cat girl and werewolf. And where does the story take place? Okay, Wolf Woods and Catland. Very good. What's gonna be the problem in your story? The middle. Okay, the hunters kidnap the werewolf girl. That's a good one. All right, I don't want you to tell me the end because I want you to come up with a good way they're going to save her, and I don't want you to ruin it for us. It's like telling us the end of a movie before we watched it. I'm excited about your story. That's a good story. One more person. Who wants to share theirs? Rena? What is your story going to be about, Rena? About wolves, and one of them was what? Was the old wolf? Oh, was the ultimate wolf. Okay. It's Rena's turn. Okay, Rena, where does the story take place? In the woods. Okay, it can't be the same as Bernia's, okay, because that's called copying. But yours is about wolves, and the wolves live in the wood. You have to come up with a different kind of problem than she does, okay? That's a good one. And Mariah. Catgirl and Wonder Woman. And where does the story take place? Where? In the store. Very good. And what's the problem in your story? That Catgirl did what? She scratched Thunder Woman. Wonder Woman. I like Thunder Woman. That sounds funny. Okay. Anyway, she scratched Wonder Woman, and okay. And then Wonder Woman pushed her back. That sounds like a action fighting story. Okay. Interesting. Maybe you should add a little more of a plot there, though. Why did she scratch her? What happened? She just scratched her because she doesn't like her? That's not very realistic. Maybe you should come up with a better plot. Like, maybe one of them could be evil. And she was trying to save people from her evil wishes or something. I don't know. Or maybe she was trying to steal something. That's a good one. Okay. Wow, that's a lot of brainstorming ideas. Okay, anyway. If I were to write an imaginative story, this is for the people that still are lost and don't have an idea what they're going to do. If you want to still write, my imaginative story would be in the ocean. Because remember, this is an imagination. Can you really live in the ocean? No, but can you in your imagination? Yes, and guess what? I'm going to imagine whatever I want to imagine. Nothing is going to keep me back. So, my imaginary story is going to be about Sharkman and Octowoman. Yeah, and Octowoman and Sharkman are going to live in the ocean, and they're going to fight over each other's territory. But that's my story. You can make a story kind of similar to that if you want. Okay? Your story can take place in outer space if you want. Your story could take place wherever you want. In the middle of Antarctica with the penguins if you want. It's your story. Use your imagination and don't let anything hold you back. Do you understand? All right, guys, have fun learning, and please try your best. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll see you later. Bye.